decided to go in for this, but Stats hold this off fairly well. JangBi is meanwhile going to get a Zealot inside of Stats' base. Going to try. There's a program blocking the way. Not going to happen. Does not manage to get a scout in, but meanwhile it does spot the fact that Stats actually going to go for natural expansion. JangBi has quite a few damaged Dragoons there. Is actually going to go in and fall back to his own bridge, while Stats actually puts down his own natural expansion. So despite the fact there's an earlier robotics support from JangBi, I honestly feel that Stats the liberal advantage. He's getting his natural expansion sooner. He's ahead in engagements. All the engagements that have happened so far, he's come out a little bit ahead. Not heavily, but a little bit ahead here and there. Actually putting out a shield battery at his natural expansion just in case. JangBi now at the moment waiting for Zero to try to go for that attack, I feel. Meanwhile, is putting down his own natural expansion. But, of course, Stats, with his observer side of JangBi's base, getting the full spot on this. Knows exactly the time, and there is going to be a Reaver moving out now, so he wants to make himself out in the defense position. He's going to move all of his Dragoons back. JangBi actually moving out with all of his own Dragoons alongside. Stats getting his own Reaver out before Shuttle, I think. He got that Observer out and then got the Reaver instantly right afterwards, so he's not going to have as much maneuverability with his Reaver, but he's still going to have it a fairly defendable position. He's going to have a shield battery very close to that Reaver just to make sure it doesn't get picked off. And JangBi's going to try to get some Scarabs off from distance before anything else happens. Not having Observer there, a little bit critical. Stats going to moving with his own Observer just behind those forces. And there's going to be on that bridge. We're going to see whether that Reaver gets picked off or not. Stats going to move in to engage. Both players getting some scares up. JangBi going to lose the shuttle, but meanwhile does pick off the Reaver. Both players lose the Reavers. Now going to come down to whose Dragoons are enough. What is enough? JangBi's going to stand on this bridge. Both players firing a shot at all sides. JangBi I think has one more Dragoon more. Both players have 3 Dragoons at the moment. JangBi going to move one of his Dragoons back, trying to make sure it doesn't get picked off. One more Reaver coming in from Stats, and I think that's enough to push JangBi back. That is going to be enough. Critical Reaver coming in at the correct time. JangBi will get his own Observers out there, and as he runs away, decides to pick off, of course, to pick off that one single Observer that was there. But JangBi really has put down his natural expansion, but just now saturating it. That natural expansion has been mining quite a bit longer for Stats. He's going to have an army priority. Should be putting down additional gateways. There we go. 2 additional gateways coming in right now. He's going to have a lot more goons coming in. And as soon as he probably going to afford a shuttle soon. Probably going to get a shuttle out there as well. That's going to give him the maneuverability he needs, because JangBi lost the shuttle and the Reaver in that attack. Came out with only a couple of Dragoons. Going to be 2 Reavers first for Stats before he gets the one single shuttle out there. JangBi also just being forced to make that Dragoon crawl its way to a more defensive position. I think JangBi's actually the one that's going to be playing a little bit more, because actually moving a probe towards the 1130. Scouting around. Actually, yeah, I think he's actually thinking of putting down a base there. He knows behind he's going to at least try to take a third, try to get play a little more economically, try to play more macro heavy. Still think he's producing off 2 gateways. Does have an Observer right inside of Stats' natural expansion. He's trying to find an opening, getting a full scouting, going to spot what's going to happen. Going to spot those 4 games, going to spot the production as well. I'm not quite sure whether he spots the fact that Stats actually moving out, has a shuttle with 2 Reavers inside, a few Dragoons alongside. JangBi meanwhile has done a nice little formation with his Dragoons, has 2 more additional gateways coming in, a second Reaver coming down right now. He's going to definitely use that second Reaver in more defense, but there's actually a pylon being put there at the front. More of a blockading building than anything else, I think, by the one single probe. Shuttle with Reaver's going to block down, going to pick off the probe. Dragoons, JangBi's going to move in, going to get some Scarabs on, going to pick off the shuttle, and now the Reavers are going to be easy prey. Reavers are going to go down momentarily. Stats has no Reavers whatsoever. JangBi has one single Reaver that gets picked off, but a second Reaver's coming in right now, going to get a Scarab off on those Dragoons. He has to be very careful not to get his own Reaver picked off. Dragoons coming in. Stats. Oh, JangBi managed to get one more Scarab on those Dragoons before he gets picked off, but I think Stats still has superiority in numbers here. Probe's going to be pulled off the line, but no Reavers for either player. We're going to see what JangBi actually managed to get a decent round off. There is a shuttle there for JangBi. I'm not quite sure what it has inside. I don't think it's a Reaver, but Stats with his reinforcements coming in at just the right moment is going to be pushing in on JangBi here. JangBi in a bad position, going to be again forced to pull some of his probes off the line. Going to try to pick all of these Dragoons off. Stats still with 4 Dragoons, several of them heavily damaged. A Reaver right now would really help him out here. JangBi just force against force, almost even just desperately trying to fight this back. Still lost a lot of probes at natural expansion. And Stats at the moment just keeps reinforcing with Dragoons here and there. JangBi yet again going to be pulling his probes off the line to try to block some fire, take some fire, as he just desperately waits for something. And Stats is actually slowly just reinforcement constantly adding in yet another gateway and does take out the natural expansion. And JangBi is so far behind right now. So he has his own shuttle. I'm not quite sure whether it has a Reaver inside it, but if he's thinking of going for some economic damage, that's exactly what it needs to do. I think Stats might be ready for it. It has the Goons, but it's going to be there to meet the shuttle. The shuttle's going to go down. The Reaver manages to come out, but GG as soon as JangBi saw that happen. So JangBi gets knocked out. Stats playing beautifully here. And, oh, man, defeats JangBi here. Wow, beautiful. JangBi just not in top form. You can see this. JangBi getting knocked down in the round of 16 of this MSL. Not looking happy about it either. Despite the cute picture standing right next to his computer monitor. But Stats going to move on to the round of 8. That's one of the big surprises here, I feel. More upsets coming in, but we're going to see how manages. I really hope he doesn't just flounder right afterwards. Oh, I got in a round of 8. Now I get 3-0'd by somebody. I just really hope that's not the case. That whether he wins or loses, he puts up a good fight, plays well. So congrats to Stats. And that's going to be it for me on this Christmas Day, guys. GG, wrenching out. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy it. And hope you've all had a nice holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That's going to be coming in fairly soon. And expect the finishing up the round of 16 this week. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen the day that the games comes out, but I'm going to try to finish it off fairly soon. So, later, guys.